All right, let's get to it. Falcons preview here against the Saints. Well, here's what it is right here, guys. As the music continues to thump, it's rocking outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a little murky, but that's okay. It is packed. Saints fans everywhere, Falcons fans everywhere, and we wanted to bring you a little pregame thoughts on what are the keys to the Falcons pulling off a victory in today's game. Well, it's pretty simple to me. It's all about kiss. Keep it simple, Sammy, or stupid. Bottom line is the Falcons need to run the ball. I say this each and every week. This is not brain surgery. This is not anything hard. The Falcons just need to find a way to run the ball and run the ball consistently. Now, one of the things I think they should really do, well, let's do this before we do all that stuff. But go on here and please follow us on social media at Real Talk Sports and number 7. You also can follow me personally at Minister J Sim. You'll get a little sports. You get a lot of inspiration, hopefully, from that. So again, check us out on those platforms. So, what am I going to say? The keys. First of all, on offense, they have to do this. There is a guy on the Saints defense that is a problem and has been a problem. He is a Falcons killer. And I'm talking about the veteran defensive lineman, Cameron Jordan. The guy has been an insane player against the Falcons. So, in my mind, that's the first thing they have to do. They're going to have to find a way to get this guy not to be a game wrecker. Because he really, like I said, for whatever reason, he loves playing against the Atlanta Falcons. Let me put some stats here for this guy. It's incredible. Cameron Jordan has every single game against the Falcons, he has gotten at least a couple of tackles and a sack in the 24 games against the Falcons. So that's going to be my first thing. Find a way to stop Cameron Jordan. Find a way to get him blocked. Find a way to get him neutralized, or at least be in a position where they can again be able to do something offensively that he does not wreck the situation for them. So that's going to be my first thing. Put a brakes, put the stop, put the crunch on Cameron Jordan. Find some way to shut him down, or find some way again to neutralize him if at all possible. The other thing is, if the Falcons play and have to find out they have to play against Taysom Hill, they're going to have to find a way to contain. That is something that's absolutely imperative. This team has got to find a way to contain a mobile quarterback like Taysom Hill, because he kills them. There's another guy, it's a Falcons killer. Every time he plays against the Falcons, he has huge stats against them. Let me go back here, and just for those of you joining in here, let me review here and tell you one of the things I mentioned earlier is the Falcons have to find a way to stop Cameron Jordan. Look at these stats. I just put them up on the screen. 56 solo tackles, 27 assists, 23 sacks, and a fumble recovery in 24 games against the Falcons in his career. So that means that every single time that this guy laces him up and straps him up against Atlanta, like I mentioned, he's a game wrecker. So that's the first key. The Falcons have to find some way to slow down Cameron Jordan. I mean, it's just an absolute must. They got to find a way to get him blocked, and they got to find a way so he does not become a game wrecker as he does each and every game against the Falcons. Number two, as I tell you each and every week, I mentioned this earlier, the Falcons have to find a way to run the ball. The Falcons have to absolutely run the football and get back to doing what they do best. Now, to me, this is something that I kind of look at when I think about the Falcons and what they're trying to do. My thing is, what they really should do is do what some of the old school teams used to do back in the day. If you're telling me that, in fact, you have these two studs that you just paid a ton of money to, in terms of Caleb McGarry and Lindstrom, Chris Lindstrom, who's a guy who was a Pro Bowler last year. Both of these guys, to me, so far this year, not really playing up to what we expected, considering both of these guys were inked to huge contracts. Now, some of that I believe is the Falcons' fault. To me, what I'm thinking is this is what the great teams did. If I go back to the Raiders, back in the day, they had two. Now, again, I'm not comparing these guys. Every time I say something like this, everybody flips out. Oh, you're comparing the Hall of Famers. What I'm saying is, when I look back, when I was a young guy, the NFL had linemen that people knew, hey, we're going to run behind this guy, especially in the 70s. And you can tell me the game is different. I get it. But running the ball is something the Falcons do. So let me get to my point. The Oakland Raiders back in the day had Upshaw, and they had, I just drew a blank. I had his name right in the top of my head. But anyway, they had these two legendary offensive linemen. They ran the ball behind them. Upshaw and Art Shell. They were like, "Hey man, we don't care." They don't care what they played. The Steelers. They didn't care if they played the Dolphins. They didn't care about any of those great teams in the era. The Vikings. They said these are our two stud offensive linemen. We're going to run the ball behind them. So to me, if McGarry and Lindstrom are your two best linemen, and in fact they run block better than they pass block, I am running more and more plays behind those two guys, and just see what happens. Just give the ball to Bijan, give the ball to Tyler Algiers, and let him run behind him. The other thing I think is a big key for the Falcons to get back on track. I just mentioned two guys, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers. Well, another guy that should get back in the system is Cordell Patterson. Here's a guy that runs hard, runs with bad intent. There's a guy that we've seen in the past that can get it done, especially in short yard situations. Matter of fact, in any situations, he has been a dynamic player. He's rested. He's had a half a season where he's had very little touches coming off this injury. Give these guys the ball. I don't care if you have to run the ball 50 times in the game. I could care less. I don't care if it looks like 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I tell you, the Falcons can be a dynamic and exciting team running the ball. Why? Because they have exciting players in the backfield. Cordell Patterson is a guy we've seen before in the past. He's an exciting player. He can hurt you both running and coming out of the backfield. We know the young rookie, Bijan Robinson, brings you that same type of flavor. He's almost like Cordell Light. He's not as physical as Cordell, but he has the same skill sets. And he brings another added thing to the table is that he's unbelievably shifty. This is a guy that has an ability to make people miss. And last but not least, Tyler Algier is a guy that can run in between the tackles effectively to get critical yards. So to me, I don't care if you have three 11 play, 72-yard drives that go for 6 minutes. It's irrelevant. Now, what you've done is two things. Number one, hopefully all of those end up in a score, a touchdown, not a field goal. Because, oh, by the way, breaking news, Young Wei Koo, probably the Falcons' most valuable player, is hurt. Somehow or another, he pulled a back or he got some back spasms. So you don't want this game to be close. You don't want it to come down to a Young Wei Koo kick because maybe he's not at 100%, and the normally accurate and clutch coup might not be able to come through for you tonight. So I'm saying what you want to do is run the ball, control the game, and make things happen that way. So that's my pregame, guys. From Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Falcons and Saints is rocking. 50th anniversary of hip hop is going on as well. Again, make sure to follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports, the number 7. Check us out, please, while you are on YouTube. For those of you on YouTube, please, 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 bam, subscribe to our channel. I need subscribers, man. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I'm just saying. So go and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Real Talk Sports 7 or Real Talk Sports. It used to be Real Talk Sports TV, but Real Talk Sports 7, anywhere on social media. It suddenly disappeared. I hit the wrong button. Anyway, like I said again, please subscribe to our channel. Real Talk Sports and number 7 is what it is. We're that way on anywhere on social media. Again, my keys as I wrap this thing up for Falcons victory today: run the ball, get Cordell Patterson some meaningful touches. Number 2, find a way to neutralize Cameron Jordan. He's been a Falcons killer. And number 3, run behind your stud linemen, Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry. That's what you pay them all that money for. I'm just saying. All right, guys, until the next time we see you again, God bless you and have a great day. Remember, Real Talk Sports 7 is your spot for great things going on in and around Metro Atlanta and the world of sports. Till next time we see you again, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whichever may apply. So long.